Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The perfect timing is this Sunday. Shedeur Sanders has been named the starting quarterback in NFL Week 12 to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Welcome into the Browns Report, everybody. I am your host, Joey O'Donohue, and there's a major key piece of this news that we're going to break down on today's show. We're going to give you everything you need to know about Shedeur's first start, what to expect this week leading up to it. There's a lot of things that are going to look different than what last week was what we saw. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the Browns Report, because when news breaks like this, I've got you covered. Subscribe, join us. I also do daily Browns news and quarterback updates. If you want to know what's going on with Shedeur and or your favorite team, hit that subscribe button. I'm here for you all season long and beyond. Let's go on to Ian Rapoport's report of this, saying that Coach Kevin Stefanski announced Shedeur Sanders will make his first NFL start on Sunday. And here's the key. With a full week of reps with the ones coming, Dillon Gabriel, who has been starting, remains in the NFL's concussion protocol, and he won't practice today, Wednesday. We know that, but Stefanski confirmed that Shedeur is going to start. I think this is what we've been waiting for, is that middle section of the tweet. Now Shedeur will get all the reps with the ones. That's been a huge piece of conversation, a big narrative all week. Is people like Shannon Sharpe were calling it malpractice that he hasn't even gotten a single rep with the one. And I think there's point to be said there, right? Because he is quarterback 2 on their roster. You know at any moment he can go into the game. And what's different in the Cleveland Browns perspective is they're both rookie quarterbacks, and Gabriel had gotten reps with the ones when he was a backup. Now that Shedeur is the starter, there's no excuse, and he will get every single rep with the one. It's a real opportunity for Shedeur, a real debut, his official first start. And it's a good test, right? Because he has not been prepped all season long to come in. All of a sudden, you've got to turn it around in 1 week and get him ready to start in an NFL game. And I know he loves these moments. He lives for these moments. His mentality is he wants the spotlight and these moments. He's ready for it. I'm excited to see what it's going to look like with that full week of practice, a game plan scripted for Shedeur. I think it's going to look a lot different than it did against the Ravens, which, if you box score watch, it doesn't look pretty. 4-16, he threw a pick and a really bad quarterback rating. But that's not necessarily a scenario where, no one in the organization thought he was going to go in that Sunday, which, again, partially on them for not having him prepped at all, because he was a play away from going in, and he had not even practiced with the starters. And, of course, he had to get thrown into that game against a tough team in the Baltimore Ravens. This week, with the reps, it's going to be different. You'll get to see a full game sample size of him. You'll get to see a game plan that is tailored to Shedeur Sanders, right? The plays that maybe he likes to run, that he can excel at. Every quarterback tells the coach on Sunday or Saturday morning, hey, this is what I really liked. Shannon Sharpe confirmed that as well. Let's see if there's a game plan that Stefanski can put together, that Tommy Rees can call to better suit number 12, because it's a completely different quarterback than Dillon Gabriel. Now, the one factor in this equation is, our offensive line is still going to be terrible. You're not going to fix that overnight. You're not going to fix that. Trade deadline's passed. Seems like that's going to be an NFL draft sort of issue, something that the Cleveland Browns will need to address. And it might have looked worse than I've ever seen it against the Ravens for Shedeur. I mean, here's the 4th and 5 play where, it ended up being incomplete to Fannin. I mean, this was Shedeur barely even started his drop back, and he's got a Raven right in his face. What's he supposed to do? And do you see anybody open? No. So game incomplete. That ends the game. The protection I am worried about. They got that guy over there, Crosby, who's one of the best in the NFL at what he does. But I do think that we'll give Shedeur some time. Let's let him get his feet wet. A full start, a full week of practice is going to benefit him more in the long run than just sitting there and doing nothing, I believe. And this game in particular is a great time for it. The perfect timing, some might say. A very winnable game. The Raiders suck. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys. I watched the game on Monday night. My gosh, their offensive line might be worse than ours. Myles Garrett's going to have a field day. Our defensive line ranked number 1 according to PFF. We should be put in a good spot for Shedeur to win this football game. I think he's going to do what not a lot of our quarterbacks have done this year, which is do enough to win on the offensive side of things. You let me know what you think, though, in the comments section below. Predict Shedeur Sanders' stat line versus the Raiders. Give me the yards. Give me the touchdowns, the picks if you think there will be any. Put the stat line in the comments so we can go back and see who called it. Let me know in that comment section. I think it's going to look a little bit closer to the Panthers game in preseason. Going up against a bad Raiders team, expect a couple touchdown passes, at least one. There's going to be some big changes with Shedeur being named the starter as well. I told you, he's actually going to get the reps. And so that is one thing that we've never seen be the case for Shedeur Sanders. That's one thing that you're going to be excited to see and that everybody's been calling for it. Like I said, there should also be a game plan scripted around him. You know, when he's thrown into that Ravens game, you got to remember, that plan was made for Dillon Gabriel and what Gabriel likes to do. This is going to be completely different. I think you get a little bit more mobility with Shedeur out there. You get more size, obviously. You get more arm strength. Arguably more accuracy. I think there's going to be some deep shots. We actually saw a couple already. Energy and juice and chemistry is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be eyes on this game. There's going to be fans that show up. Ticket prices rise. I think you're going to sit here half of a Browns home game, honestly. I mean, people are Shedeur. There are people that are literally just Shedeur fans that are going to buy tickets to go to this game and cheer every time he's out there. That's an advantage. That's an energy and an atmosphere that you get that you have not gotten with either of our quarterbacks before. I mean, when Shedeur walked out on the field against the Ravens, the atmosphere was and energy was palpable. The cheers were deafening. So energy is a real thing. Finally, that Browns coaching narrative, right? You know, can Stefanski develop a quarterback? A lot of people are starting to think the answer to that is no. Can Cleveland make a quarterback look good? Well, if Shedeur is super talented, goes out there and balls out, I think there's a lot riding on the Browns coaches as well. I don't think Stefanski can do much to save his job, honestly. But Tommy Rees, as a play caller, you know, if they're going to clean house this season, Tommy Rees is 1 year as the offensive coordinator. Is it fair to fire him? Let's see if he can call some plays for Shedeur to put him in better spots. We got a lot more to talk about because this is huge news, folks. But I think this is the right moment to let you guys know about a Shedeur Sanders jersey sale that we have going on here at Chat Sports. I've got my 12 jersey on because I'm hyped up. If you go to chatsports.com/12 jersey, you can get one too for this Sunday to rep it while he makes his first ever NFL start. It's on sale, chatsports.com/12 jersey. That link is in the comment section. That link is in the description. It was $130 to get a Shedeur jersey. You can get it for just $98 now. Chatsports.com/12 jersey. You're going to want to be repping it when he goes out there and makes his first start. And who knows, this might be very valuable for years to come, depending on how this game goes. Chatsports.com/12 jersey. Shedeur had some comments about his debut afterwards. He said, I don't think I played good. I don't think I played good at all. I think it's a lot of things we need to look at during the week and go and get comfortable, even throwing routes with Jerry Jeudy and throwing routes with all those guys. I think that was my first ball to him all year. And he said, no, but on the other hand, I just think overall we got to go in next week and understand so then we have a week to prepare the stuff that I like to do. It's exactly what I was talking about here early on the show. He acknowledges he hasn't gotten the reps, and I do like that he takes some accountability and says, I don't think I played good at all. Skip Bayless would perhaps disagree. This is what he tweeted after Shedeur's debut. Shedeur is a franchise quarterback. I saw it Sunday. That's Skip Bayless cadence like no other. I don't know if I'm ready to go out and say that, but I did see some flashes. I did see some decent throws from Shedeur. That connection to Fannin, 25 yards. Good-looking throw in clutch time. 3rd and 10, they picked up the first, swinging it out to Jeudy. I think you can't really judge a whole lot of what we saw in one half of football in a very weird situation. And so, to Skip's point, I think there were some flashes. And I'd love to be able to say that soon here on the show. And, you know, to my other point, this could have been a touchdown. Perfect throw to Gage Larvidan. It's in his hands. Awuzie with a ridiculous play to get his hand in there. You know, he didn't turn his head, too. Some would argue this is defensive pass interference. But he got a hand in there to knock the ball away. If that touchdown is caught, the narrative's completely different about the debut. We're going to overtime, and Shedeur led a touchdown drive with a deep throw into the end zone. Really, what a good ball. I think you might see one of these on Sunday against a much worse Raiders defense. And so there's not a whole lot to go off of, which is even more reason to be excited about a full game slate with reps. Okay, let's see what he can do. Because for real, coming out of college, I mean, this man was supposed to be a first-round pick. He led the FBS in completion percentage, 74% last year. We know he put up great numbers at Colorado. We know he broke the school records and then mysteriously slid in the NFL draft to the 5th round. You know, a lot of NFL teams, owners didn't want to take that chance on him. Maybe it was pre-draft interviews. I don't know. But the talent, according to Mel Kiper and other draft experts, was always there. Let's get a glimpse of that ability. We're going to see it this Sunday. It's happening. Been calling for it all season long. Everyone's going to be tuned in. He's a polarizing player. He's loved. He's hated. Everyone wants to see what he's going to do. We're going to get that chance this Sunday. He's been prepped. He'll be prepped. He'll be ready. Number 12 will take the field, ladies and gentlemen. A 5th-round pick getting more attention than 5th-round pick I've ever seen in recent memory. Finally going to see what he can do. And like I said, there's going to be some other factors that the Browns' offensive line still sucks. Right? It is still the Cleveland Browns we're talking about here. I think it's going to look improved. I think we're going to do enough to win. That's going to be huge for Shedeur and the Browns. Are you excited for it? Get ready. It's his first start ever. Type Y for yes if you're excited to see it. Type N for no if you're not excited to see number 12. But let me know in that comment section if you're hyped up for Shedeur's first start against Las Vegas. I'm super excited to see what he's going to do. And I want the absolute best for him. Hoping for some good things. So type Y for yes or N for no. That's going to do it for our breaking news edition of the Browns Report. Go ahead and follow me on X at JoeyO70 if you want to get some more Shedeur updates and just talk about what we're seeing. I'm pretty active on Twitter now. And hit that subscribe button. Make sure you never miss a Browns Report video or update on your quarterbacks and your favorite team. Hit that subscribe button. And we thank you all for joining us. Join us live this Sunday for Shedeur's first start. We'll see you there.